Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shield Bash. I am Mark, and I'll be your GM and host for the day. And to my right,
an orc, Tooth Grimscar, played by Neil.
Yay, Neil's back again. Woo! 2 in a row. Whoop whoop.
Will playing Yuko, now a cleric.
Jason playing Bridger, former short order cook.
Curtis playing Donk. Goblins rule the world.
Pete playing Nat Loomis.
And Britt, Balmy Tiker.
Thank you for leaving that open-ended, Pete, and not
job,
being
Pete.
so definitive like you were the last one. We don't want to forget, Britt and Bommy. Or Bommy Britt. I don't know.
I don't know. It
Uncle Daddy Britt.
It seemed to kind of throw Britt off a little bit there. He was like, "Wait a minute, he did it right."
He did it right. He didn't think he was the last one again. They remembered.
I'm waiting for This Is Metal playing Pete to slip in there.
Yep.
He's going to have less caffeine and a little less sleep, I think. But it'll happen.
Well, sleep I didn't get a whole lot of, but I am heavily caffeinated.
As one does.
Yep.
So since I've seen you guys last, 10
minutes ago?
podcast anyway, I have seen I get a fair amount of time off for the holidays. So my mother-in-law took the kids for a few days, and we went and saw a whole bunch of movies like the new Spider-Man and the new Matrix and the new Ghostbusters. I was a fan of all of them.
I started watching the new Matrix on HBO Max. Didn't get really far into it, and I kind of stopped. Haven't went back to it yet, but I want to. I mean, it's on my to-do list, just haven't. Let's see. I didn't get to see the new Spider-Man yet. Want to do that one too. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of movies lately. Kind of blows.
That was more movies I saw in a week's time than I have seen in the previous 3 months to that.
Right. All right.
I've recently gotten into scary movies. They don't scare me anymore.
Well, that was a comedy series, anyway, wasn't it?
The Damon Wayans, wasn't it?
No, I didn't mean that.
Good job.
I think he means horror genre. Is that
Yeah.
what you were talking about?
Horror, not horror.
No,
Gotcha.
horror.
No, horror genre.
HORROR, not WHORE.
There's a lot of crossover, depending on which one you see.
Yeah, there's a reason why they get that rated R. Then they can do whatever they want.
I've been enjoying the last season of The Expanse.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I also started watching A Discovery of Witches, which is pretty neat
Yeah, it was
so
decent.
far. Haven't got all the way through that yet, but I am power watching it every chance I get.
It was on which network?
No,
It's on Amazon right now. They don't have just a witch network, but hey, that is an opportunity if I ever saw one.
I
that
bet
would
there
be
is
awesome.
a witch network.
Well, I think they did that through Shudder. Shudder and Sundance Network put that together.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Shudder has a lot of horror movies, not horror movies.
I've been thinking about picking that up because it looks like it's probably the place to go.
Have you seen Cabin in the Woods yet?
I've not.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very different.
I'm trying to get through the chronological Annabelle series from beginning to end, including the Conjuring movies. But the problem is that no one streaming service has all of those. You have to either
Yeah, I think
rent
Netflix
them
has
or-
Conjuring 1 and 2 currently.
They do, but the Annabelle movies are not on there.
They were on Hulu for a while, but I don't know if they still are.
They are not.
Annabelle.
That's
HBO
the
Max.
The little doll.
That's the
possessed
doll.
doll.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was something different I was watching, I guess.
Yeah, that was a porn.
In my bell.
2 girls, 1 bell. Diving bell.
Bong. Bong.
Wow.
Weird.
Bye, everybody.
I know we talked about it on air. I don't think we have, but last night I watched the first 3 episodes of The Legends of Vox Machina. That is the animated series put out by Critical Role.
Critical Role, what's that?
Oh my gosh, you haven't heard of Critical Role? Well, it's a bunch of people just like around a table like us, but infinitely more talented because they were all already professional voice actors, headed by Matt Mercer. Matt Mercer, he's a guy. He's done a lot of stuff.
Never
I heard of that guy.
I bet if you listen to his voice, you would like, oh wow, I remember that guy from that movie, and that was his voice in that movie. But they did a Kickstarter here a while back, got like over $13 million in like a whole lot of not much time, broke some records. You said that what's his name, Oswald?
Patton Oswalt,
yes. Came out and gave him the trophy, handed it off for the highest Kickstarter.
What a guy.
And I don't know if you've listened to their podcast or watched it on Twitch. The cartoon kind of takes place in the middle front of the campaign when they're actually dealing with dragons, and it's very well done. Kind of shocked me because it's a cartoon, and all of a sudden they're like, "Fuck," you know. And I'm like, "Oh, wasn't expecting that. This is awesome," you know. Grog like cuts a guy's hand off, and he's like playing with it, you know. And I'm like, "This is okay, more heavy metal style cartoon, not Disney or Saturday morning cartoon. This is awesome."
Don't worry, Disney will buy it out here soon. You'll be fine.
You know, I would be perfectly fine with that if they would keep making The Legends of Vox Machina, because it's pretty good.
They'll probably keep making it and take all the expletives out.
They have to add,
Probably.
They'd have to add some things to it too.
Well, yeah, you
It
have
would
to have
probably
the
be terrible after that.
obligatory visit to Disneyland. So
And suddenly, Yoda just kind of scrolls across the screen.
Except for he's, wearing a red robe and he's got long hair now and
Right?
That checks out.
They get in a TPK scenario. Luke shows up and saves the day.
And then accidentally cuts all the players in half.
the visit to Disney World would actually work pretty well, especially if they have some sort of like tunnel and a boat ride or something like that.
Grog becomes a Disney princess.
I would like to rage.
We're coming at this from two different sides.
Yes.
We're all over the place is what we're doing.
So,
Normally you got to pay extra for that kind of power.
Yep.
last time I
Back
told
to
you all
two
about
girls
my
and a diving bell.
last time I told you all about my my paper making adventure.
Yes, paper making.
Yeah.
Off air it was
How'd that go, Will?
intense.
What kind of progress have you made?
Nothing has happened since then whatsoever. However,
Happy holidays.
through the month of December and the entire month of January, I have not bought a single loaf of bread because I've been making mine. This isn't a story of keto.
Out
It's
of
a story
paper?
No.
Oh,
Wait.
I was
You're
confused for a
making
minute.
paper bread?
No. I'm making actual bread.
It's a different blender.
Yes.
I would hope
It's
so.
an entirely different process.
What kind of bread are you making, Will?
Just
Rye.
just kind of regular white bread right now. I was
That's
making
boring as
wheat
fuck.
bread for the first week because I had leftover whole wheat flour, but I have stopped buying bread now. It's actually pretty nice. I also stopped using sugar in it.
It's a,
Yeah,
it's a
homemade
good
bread
thing
is
you don't
agave
work
syrup.
for a bread
Bread
company
company
anymore
anymore, yep.
because that would be bad for you.
Right? Fuck those guys.
Yeah, my grandma made wonderful bread. It was amazing.
She made Wonder Bread?
Wonderful bread.
Oh, okay,
Not
wonderful bread. I thought she
It's
worked
like
for Wonder Bread. I was like,
one.
hey.
No, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah, Brett, your grandma. Okay, whatever.
They look alike.
There's a few things we tried. We tried doing we tried bucket gardens and we tried various homemade things. And at a certain point, we're like, okay, we spent all this money to get it started, and that's a one-time cost. And then we put all this time into it. We're just gonna fucking buy it at a store. Some things are just not worth it.
Right. I mean, the only way that you really get ahead on that, I mean, because my mother and my grandma had a huge garden all the time when I was growing up. And nowadays, in order to make it like where you're going to get money ahead is you have to get heirloom seeds. And that means that you plant them, then you can harvest them out of the tomatoes or whatever. You dry them out, and then in the wintertime, before it's time for spring planting, you have to prepare. You have to set up your little seedlings, do your starts, so that you have your own plants to put in instead of going out and buying them at Home Depot or Rural King or wherever you get your seedling plants, because you've already made yours. So you just keep basically renewing. I mean, it's like great. And if you compost, you don't have to buy fertilizer and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of renewable, reuse,
Homesteading.
recycle stuff, that people used to do in the day that now they don't. They just go out and they buy stuff. That's why you have the initial cost and the outlay every year.
See, my approach to gardening is very different. I throw the seeds on the ground, and they either live or die.
Nice.
Survival of the fittest.
Speaking of gardening, how about porn?
What? I guess Ronan's back.
Fire hydrant.
Kurt broke. Somebody pick him up.
Space shuttle.
No, hey, I mean, whatever you're into, Kurt, man. If that's your thing.
Thank you,
plant
Mr.
stuff
President.
That is one sexy peach tree right there.
Exactly.
I tell you what.
Yep.
Wow, look at that eggplant.
I mean, she's got a little peach fuzz.
Some cucumbers,
It's so thick.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
The Joker.
Okay.
That was one of my famous.
That was an interesting.
One of my famous
sidebar there.
Joker quotes. One of my favorites. Another one is, "So tell me, do you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?"
There's also the Mark Hamill one. It's not even I'm crazy enough to deal with the IRS.
Exactly. I like that one too.
You guys looking forward to the Batman movie? It's gonna be almost 3 hours long.
I am Batman. You guys heard about that, right? During I forget what movie it was, but during every scene Michael Keaton was in it, he would whisper through the comms, "I am Batman." Every fight scene. I am Batman. It was the guy that was playing Spider-Man who was the one that was talking about it, but I don't remember what movie they were
Was
talking
that
about.
to help him remind to
that'd be,
stay in character, or was he just
No,
trying
I think he was just fucking with him.
That'd be Homecoming. Spider-Man
Yeah,
Homecoming.
Spider-Man
there you go.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's trying to get him
every
to
fight
laugh.
scene, every time he's like, I am Batman.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And Michael Keaton will be playing Batman in the Flash movie.
Yeah, that'd be great, hopefully.
They're doing like a Flashpoint thing where they've got a lot of. They got like Kevin Conroy and I believe Ben Affleck is also in it.
So, what superhero is Keanu Reeves gonna play?
Himself.
Neo.
John Wick.
Keanu Reeves as Keanu Reeves.
I love the John Wick movies.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
pretty
he'd
good.
play a good Zatanna.
He should be Sinestro.
That would be interesting. I don't know that he's got the face for it, but
I mean, Mark Strong did a really good job as Sinestro.
Yeah.
And he looks like Sinestro.
Yeah.
But, it's a lot of CGI, so pretty much anybody can. But no, I if I had to pick somebody, I'd pick Zatanna.
Carlos?
No, that's Santana.
Oh, sorry.
Giovanni.
Giovanni Santana. That's the Italian superhero?
He, no, I do believe he is actually an immigrant.
He makes spicy meatballs.
But he's a stage magician who finds out he has like actual magical powers.
Yeah.
His daughter, he's the father of Zatara, if you're more familiar with fishnet stockings.
Yeah.
I like fishnet stockings.
Then
Same.
you probably like Zatara. Her name is Zatara Satana.
that's a mouthful of a
The
name.
That's
double
what she
Z.
said.
Just call her ZZ. She's on top.
Wow.
Ba-da-bum.
She's got legs.
And she knows how to use them because they're in fishnets. You know what else they use for fishnets? Catching fish.
Is that why it smells like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Neil, for taking that directly down the path I wanted to go.
You're
We
welcome.
went to it was over at the aquarium, and we were talking to the people there about the goldfish. And the lady at the
They don't
place,
usually
she-
keep goldfish at an aquarium. They're usually about more exotic fish, right?
Well, they
Well,
feed
it's-
them at
I don't want to say aquarium, but like
Foods.
the fish
stores.
store, wherever they sell the fish.
Store. There's a huge difference between a fish store and an aquarium, Kurt.
There's a lot of aquariums in a fish store.
What the fuck?
Wow, I'm
Are
picturing
you,
like
are you talking commercial or
Is
wholesale?
this Ronin in real life now?
Fish. It's a fish store with lots of aquariums. But they're all interconnected, so technically they're one aquarium. Yeah.
So I went to the zoo to adopt my cat.
You know what? They wouldn't let Jason take an otter home with him for some reason. I
weird.
don't know.
So weird.
It was a rescue.
Had all the shots.
Fucking teeth marks and everything.
So anyway, I went down to the fish store. Got me a bluefin dolphin. Oh, he shouldn't have been there. That's not a fish.
It came in a can though, so I'm not real sure how the,
Named it Echo.
the longevity of
oh
it.
man.
Sorry, Kurt. What's your...
They come from a can. They were put there by a man in a
It's
factory
dolphins.
downtown.
From an aquarium.
Dolphin juice.
From the fish store.
That's where I was going now.
Kurt,
asking about
I had
goldfish.
something that was going on. I can't fucking remember now. Let's move along.
You were talking about the goldfish
No.
at the fish
It
store.
doesn't matter. He barely knew what he was saying to begin with.
What do you call a fish with no eyes? And we're moving on.
That was my... Phoebe was my favorite character in the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
She had so many jokes like
They were
that.
pretty good. My favorite dad joke is, why can't you hear pterodactyls use the bathroom?
The P is
'Cause the
silent.
P is
No,
silent.
because they're all fucking dead.
oh,
Yeah.
speaking of dad jokes, one of the people I interviewed this week for a position at my employer's walks in, and the name was Rich. And so I unlocked the door. I'm like, "Hey, are you Rich?" And he goes, "No, that's why I did a fucking job."
Nice.
I saw one recently that was a video. And this guy's like, a lot of people think dad jokes are really, really hurtful. Like, they psychically damage you because they're so bad, but they're actually really good for you. And here's why. And he kind of moves to the side, and behind him there's a sign with a Y painted on it.
Well, that's like I have a friend of mine from back in college. He put a post on Facebook I thought was kind of cute. It says, "I'm not sure what they're gonna call the next COVID variant, but here's the cure." And he had a picture of the cure underneath it. I'm like,
Nice.
that's awesome.
I've seen that one too. That was funny.
Speaking of like stuff that I think all of us are kind of like into, I read a book series recently that I thought was pretty damn funny. It starts out with The Village of Noob Town, and it's by Ryan Rimmel, and found on Amazon.
Did you say Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Rimmel, R-I-M-M-E-L. Rimmel.
Like
Yeah.
Dremel, but no D.
Right, with an
Interesting.
R. But it's the first one starts out The Village of Noob Town, and it's about this guy named Jim who dies in an accident, and all of a sudden he finds himself like in a limbo. Well, come to find out that greater powers than he are going to use him to fight the Dark Lord on this other, planet. So it's a lit RPG book, which basically it has like a game mechanic for the characters, and they level and stuff in it. But he has some great one-liners, some interplay with him, his friends and cohorts. He's got a little demon that sits on one shoulder called Shart, because that's why he named him, right? And then he's got Badgalore, who is the king of the badgers, and that's his other familiar. And he was supposed to be named Grebthar the Destroyer, but he went in and changed his name to Jim because that was his name in the real world, gosh darn it. And so he's stuck with Jim, and then there's a joke that keeps going through all 6 of the books. Very, very funny series, definitely worth a read, checking out. The Village of Noob Town, the Mayor of Noob Town, as Jim becomes the mayor. The Noob Game Plus, Dungeons of Noobs, Castle of Noobs, and finally Nautical Noobs rounds out the 6-book series. He's going to have another one, I think, coming out. But if you get a chance, give it a try. I think you'll like it. If you like our humor, I think you'll dig the books.
Speaking of books, Neil Gaiman's Sandman is getting a TV show, I believe.
Yes, I remember you saying something about that before.
And the second book is coming out very soon on Audible as a full cast audiobook again.
They're also doing a Good Omens Season 2.
Oh, yes. Cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing it because the headline was like, Benedict Cumberbatch not returning for Good Omens Season 2. And I was like, who the fuck was he in Season 1? What?
Benadryl cucumber bun.
Benadryl cucumber bun.
I heard he played Doctor Strange.
Sounds like an amazing
It's strange. I heard that too.
sleeping medicine.
Put you right to sleep.
It says right on there, do not give children for sleep. Everybody does. Because it works.
Whiskey?
Ain't broke.
Benadryl.
Don't
Oh.
fix it.
Whiskey works too, but they frown on that even more.
Yeah. Every time my friend from Canada talks about her kid being fussy, I'm like, I've told you over and over, whiskey. She's like, stop it. I'm not going to do that. I was like, I'm just saying, it works.
I'm going to read you guys this spoof article from a long time ago. Quaint heartthrob Body Snatch Cumberbund this week announced his engagement to theater director Sophie Hunter to the mass upset of millions of his enamored viewers. Buffalo Custard Bath, 38, is best known as the lead in Sherlock. Formidable acting repertoire aside, Bubble Snuff Crimpy Snitch's fame is largely attributed to his dashing persona and unusual name. We look forward to Mr. and Mrs. Cabbage Wank's wedding.
Damn.
I did like him in the new Star Trek movie, though, where he played Khan.
Yeah,
he did a
that
good
was
job
really
in that.
good.
I mean, I haven't seen him do anything that I'm like, wow, that was terrible.
Yeah, I'd go along with that.
Also, I was having a discussion about Harry Potter here recently with my friends.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Imagine a world where
In a world.
Daniel
Where Harry's a wizard.
where Daniel Radcliffe is not known for Harry Potter, but he's known for Guns Akimbo instead.
Oh my god.
That's what people
That
think of all
movie
the
was
time.
amazing. Have any of you guys, who's seen that movie? Guns Akimbo. Just Will and I?
I
I've
keep
never heard of
meaning to watch it, but I just
All
look
right.
at it and like,
Give you a brief synopsis. He gets drugged and he wakes up and he has pistols surgically installed on his hand.
Oh.
didn't they nail him to his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really surgery.
Well,
Pseudo surgery.
It's pseudo surgery.
It's more like carpentry.
Yeah. It's like
So what you're saying is Jesus put
yes,
these guns
That's
on his
what it
hands.
and he
The best carpenter
somebody
ever.
Jesus him to his hands is what
yeah,
happened.
that's pretty much.
Exactly. There you go.
Because when he has to go and
Jesus,
like
where'd these guns come from? I've got nails through my fucking hands. I wish I was a wizard.
yeah.
Thank God I
Yeah.
don't have to pee.
No, that
I'll
happens.
shoot my balls off.
That happens. He's like, I have to pee. What the fuck am I supposed to do? He's standing in the middle of the road. What the fuck? And he's just like, oh, fuck it. Figures out who did it and tries to go after him and kill some other assassin. The story is a little weird, but it's actually a pretty good movie.
No. See, and when you started off describing this, I just watched Crank.
Sort of similar.
Yeah. And I'm
Jason
like, wait a minute.
Statham. Yep. Very good.
But then when you said pistols for hands or whatever, I'm like, okay.
Yep, pistols for hands, pretty much.
Different storyline here.
It's like Edward Penis Hands, but pistols.
Speaking of book
I'm
series,
pretty sure you could have went with scissor hands.
But what did I say?
speaking of book series, I recently started rereading the Wheel of Time series. It's been a couple years, and I was really disappointed because I really wish they'd make a show about it.
Yeah, you mean like an actual one that's good?
Rough.
Is that what you mean, Jason?
No.
As far as I know, they haven't made a show about it. I know they made a show called The Wheel of Time, but it wasn't about the
Well,
series.
it was kind of
So-
loosely based on it, right?
It was.
They use some of the same names.
Some of my friends
Inspired by. Not based on. Inspired
There
by.
you go.
read those books, and they've been watching those movies, and I've been hearing them talk about it, even though I haven't read the books or watched it.
I think Jason was one of them.
Here is what my friend says just about every time it's brought up, and it's ingrained into my memory now, is this is a different turn of the wheel. It's the same people, but in a different...
Sort of like an alternate
Rotation.
universe.
No,
so to speak.
that's what people that are really diehard fans are trying to tell themselves, so they don't
it's a-
feel
it's a
horrible
fan
about how they fucked up the book series with this horrible abortive series they're
That's like
trying
the
to make.
Aragon.
That's just
movie.
me, though. Just me.
Well, from what I've heard from people that have not read the books but watched the series, they've enjoyed the series.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just...
Yes, if you don't know anything about Robert
Yeah.
Jordan's series and never read any of the books, it's probably pretty entertaining.
I know that the books are too fucking thick for me to read, so yeah, I'm gonna watch the show. Sorry.
So is that a time issue,
Time.
a weight issue, or
Time.
a literacy issue?
Time.
It's a girth issue.
Time.
Yeah, so I
They-
started
they are
rereading
girthy
them
books.
because I was just like, you know what? I liked this story. I'd like to see it. I'd like to re-experience it.
See,
Because I spent the first 15 minutes going, that doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
That's wrong. That's wrong. My wife's like, are you going to do this the whole time? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I probably won't make it 20 minutes into the
Well,
episode.
it's like the first episode. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Why? What? You know, I mean, because that was not even in the book at all. But I mean, we're not going to get off on that tangent because there's so many. We
They've
could
been-
do a whole hour.
They've been trying to get me to read them, and I'm just like, I don't have time for this.
You know, I'm
Audiobooks.
gonna. Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah, but
I was talking about the audiobooks.
Here's the thing: if you got any kind of commute or like you that drive a lot, I mean, that would be perfect for you because you could actually.
No, that's when
it
I like
takes
to
me-
listen to podcasts like this one.
It takes
Gonna
me
say-
almost as much time to warm my car up as it does to drive to work.
That's what I've been using for podcast time. So when I'm lonely and driving home, I can listen to Jason talk to random people about different shop talk stuff.
See,
it just makes
I-
me feel all warm and fuzzy.
I usually do that while I'm working. In fact, I like when I make T-shirts. I listen to our podcast. I listen to the shop talk shows and stuff like that. But like driving like up here and back, audiobooks are great. And if we don't have any new episodes I haven't heard out yet,
But we always have great new episodes, and listeners, just go back and listen to our backlog.
You know what? Since we're talking about it, let me just take you back in the wheel of time for Shield Bash here, because I was recently listening to one of our older episodes, and I think my favorite line ever is Kurt as Ronan saying to Artemis, "I'm not playing hide the sausage with you. You cheat."
I remember that.
Fucking
yes.
died
Yeah,
laughing
I remember.
again.
I think that was one of the few episodes I was actually editing at home. So like when I started laughing, I'm just like sitting in the dining room, dying laughing, and my wife's like looks in, trying to figure what it is, and you know she wants to ask, but she's like,
I'm not gonna do it.
well, she knows what I'm editing. She knows the kids are in the room, and she's like, this explanation is not happening.
Not safe for home, right?
I don't think this podcast is really safe for anywhere.
No, I told my kids they can't listen until they're 18.
There you go.
You might want to up that.
I'll be lucky if they hit 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I'm
roll those dice.
I'm guessing by 12 it might happen. And for Pete, that will be soon.
When I think about that kind
Oh,
of
wait.
shit,
You're just
it'd be
short,
like,
not young. Sorry.
one of these days, I'll be dead and gone, and this podcast will be the only legacy left of me. So anyone who has any interpretation of me,
Yeah, I mean,
it'll be off the shit that comes off of this podcast.
That's not true.
I mean, your kids, I'm not sure about that either.
I was going to say, you got a more legacy in your children.
Yeah.
So you
That's what I
should
was
just
going
tell
for.
people that Shield Bash is your only legacy.
Oh, man.
No, I'm just joking. Aaron's great.
Yeah, Aaron is great.
Children are the future.
Sometimes.
I think I heard that in a song somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Speaking of songs, you know when you can't sing?
When you don't have a bard.
When you're holding your breath.
When you're holding your breath and
Underwater,
or
apparently.
when you're confronting a cinder rat that has a cloud of soot and cinders and smoke surrounding it. And that's where we left our intrepid band of adventurers last time. We had Tooth had went into the Chamber of Elements, and he approached the cloud of cinders. He saw the cinder rat lurking in it, took a swing, and missed, thus starting combat. So, let's get this started with a bang. Everybody give me an initiative roll.
Oh, no. You suck again.
Can it be a fictional?
No. It's a real roll for an imaginary game.
Damn it, I wasted a nat 20.
Oh, sucks to be you.
It's okay, I'll just roll another one.
You suck again.
Again.
All right. Bommy, what'd you get, buddy?
In this scenario is perception mod.
Perception.
Okay. That'd be a 12 altogether.
Excellent. Uko.
I got a fictional 20.
Nice. Was that a natural or a dirty 20?
Dirty.
Yeah,
I
that.
said dirty 20. Donk, what did you get, Donk?
13.
Excellent. Nat Loomis, my favorite sprite.
That would be a 7.
7, lucky number. And Toof, you got a natural 20, you said. What was the total there?
I have a question. You can use alternate skills for initiative sometimes, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but you were doing perception because you perceived where it was at and you tried to
Right.
strike it.
Okay, that's fine.
But tell me what you were trying to use, and I'll see if
I was
that
going to
makes
try to
sense.
use athletics to hold my breath so I don't get all choky.
It would be perception.
Okay, 26.
26. All right. Well, as luck would have it, we're going to start out with Toof.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Can I play too?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you cannot.
Bridger. I'm sorry.
Dude, the worst I ever did was deny him his move action. Man.
Yeah. Well, I knew he'd
Let's not
speak
have that
up.
conversation.
Right. Let's not do that. What did you get, Bridger?
I also got a 20. But mine is
Ooh.
dirtier and nastier. I like the stanky 20s.
Awesome.
I got a +4 bonus. Will's got a 6. He wins.
Excellent. So,
Well, actually, you guys can choose in 2nd edition.
yeah. One of you can choose to go, and the other one can say, okay. Or you can do it this way. I like it.
You want to fight about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Fight.
Lethal fighting.
Ooh.
Scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Hey.
So for the listeners at home,
That was a double. There, I'll go through it. First round was double scissors. Second round, double paper. Third round, double scissors. Fourth round, double paper. Fifth round, Jason Scissors will rock.
So, like I said, Uko's before Bridger. Hey, we may have new content right there. The Rochambeau playoffs, right?
Nope. I'm out.
Nope.
No, I remember them teaching a guy in basic about Rochambeau because he didn't know what it was, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, we're going to teach. Anybody else want to play it?" I was like, "Fuck no." I know how this game goes. For those, Pete's looking at me confused. If you lose in Rochambeau, the other person gets to kick you in the balls.
Awesome.
No, it's not. Awesome. It's called a single elimination tournament.
it's awesome for the spectator.
Well, if they hit both of them, it's a double elimination tournament.
I would count that as content, but, being that this isn't a visual medium kind of thing.
Oh, you'll still hear it. It'll be fine.
He's here.
Fuck!
We're going to play a game of whack fuck here.
What?
I think Will may have just had water come out his nose. He sure did. This is content, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you could see it.
All that just for an hour.
We can call that a dick
And now
slapping.
Ricky's going to go to me, hey, next time he sees me, you guys really need to get video.
Yep.
That's why I was laughing.
Because
All right.
I feel like I've been to the pool now.
So with the so with the natural 20 for a total of 26, we've got Tooth that gets to go first, and followed by the Cindery Rat, and then we'll have Yuko, Bridger, Donk, Bommy, and Nat bringing up the rear.
do I need to do another flat check?
You need to do a flat check every time you want to attack it.
Oh, lame.
I thought it was just once per round.
Well, yes, but this is a new because
Okay.
he had the surprise.
Once
no,
per
I
round?
understand that.
Okay,
I
that's
just-
not as bad then. I
Can you
got
hit?
I got an 11.
Yes, you can see it.
Oh, nice.
Can you hit it?
Let's find out. That's going to be a 20.
That does indeed hit it. Well done. Roll your damage, sir.
12.
12, you say. Well, he takes all of that, it appears.
And explodes.
No, he does not.
Probably not yet. Second attack.
Second attack.
Also a 20.
Oh, a natural 20?
No, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Did you take off your negatives?
I sure did.
Okay.
Oops. I picked that up without looking at it.
It was a 4.
It was a 4. Okay. 8 damage.
All right.
And for my third action, I'm going to, for free, drop my left hand off of my two-handed weapon. Pull up my shield.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So it's its turn. It doesn't like you standing there away from it and getting all those hits in, so it's going to move forward, and it's going to try to bite you. And that is a total of a 15 to hit.
No.
You're able to pull your foot back out of the way, and it's going to try to bite you one more time. Oh, what about a... Nope. That's going to be a 22.
Oh, that's a hit.
Yay! Bitey with the sharp teeth. So, you take a total of 6 points of fire damage from the bite, and you also catch your lower leg coverings on fire.
I'm going to block with my shield.
Oh, okay.
So, the shield takes half and I take half? Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yep.
then you subtract the shield's hardness from the damage the shield takes, yada yada.
Okay. cool.
Correct. And you take 2 persistent burn damage. So that'll be fun.
Might want to
So
see
you-
a doctor about that.
You on fire. All right, so next up is Yuko.
Yuko is going to use his
My tooth is on fire.
Nice.
holy symbol on his chain and swing it around and cast Divine Lance.
Slay living.
You know what
Yes, slay living.
You know what I just realized reminds me of? Castlevania. That's what it makes me think of.
It's kind of similar.
He's going to have a little cover, and you're going to have to give me a flat check.
Well, flat check was 5 then.
Perfect. That's exactly what you needed.
It took me a bit to realize why second edition got rid of percentile dice. Because if you do it on D20, you can use your hero point for it.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Didn't think you could.
Speaking
do
of
that.
which, since we're
Any
like
D20 roll.
Use a d20 for percentile. That doesn't make any sense.
It's
But it's not a percentile.
the
it's a
flat
D20
check
roll.
with a DC of 5 is a 20% miss.
Right, I get it.
how about a 13 to hit?
Sorry, the comet goes streaking right over it.
So that was 2 actions. Last action. Where am I standing?
Back there at the entrance.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stay there.
Okay. He's going to cower in the water.
I'll raise shield. Why not?
There you go. Raise a shield. Bridger, you're up, buddy.
Delay.
Bridger is delaying.
I promised to protect Donk, so I gotta make sure I stay
Donk?
near Donk.
You're back there behind Bridger. You hear them enter combat, but you can't really see well from there. What are you going to do?
I am going to try to slip forward close enough that I can see said rat.
Okay, he is behind that fountain, so he's going to have cover from anywhere on that end, and he's got the flat check from being concealed by the smoke. So you probably want to get an angle on him,
Like that.
and now you got Tooth in the way there. Okay,
There.
you still got an intervening fixture there, but you're getting closer.
Okay. Well, can I see him from here? Can I shoot him?
Yeah, he's going to have cover and concealment, so you'll need to give me a flat check first to see if you can pinpoint him in his square because of the cloud of cinders and dust and smoke.
What do I add to the flat check?
Nothing, it's flat.
Okay. 14.
That is a success on the flat check. You can target him, but he is going to have cover. So I will subtract that from your roll before I give you the yes or no.
That is a 14.
A 14 with the cover you miss. You would have missed anyway, so don't feel bad.
And I miss again.
And he misses again. All right.
I wipe the blood from my eyes.
Bridger would like to come out of delay.
Awesome. Now that Donk's run forward, you don't have to protect him anymore.
Well, actually, he would have to run forward to protect him.
Well, that too.
So yeah, Bridger moves up in a single move action to get between Donk and the danger, while going, Toof, I was very clear that the thing would not come into the water. That was a thing. And as he's going, like, he grabs some rubble as he goes, and he flings it with a telekinetic projectile.
Excellent. Give me a flat check.
16? That's a bit of a waste.
Yes, that's okay.
Oh, and then a 19 on the die for a 26 to hit.
Nice. It is a hit, but not a crit.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. What if I have Will give you your front row?
No.
Didn't sign up for that.
6 damage.
It's like, whack. Excellent. You hit it.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the end of your turn. Bommy, you're up now.
Be damned. I'm about half tore up. I ain't not about to go get all tore up. The hell they thinking?
Got any ranged weapons there, Bommy?
Well, I think we should stay in the water so we don't get hit.
Nope.
I've been very clear on this.
How deep is the water?
About ankle deep on Bridger, about thigh deep on Bommy.
Jesus, you're small.
Dick deep on Bommy.
Alright.
Pete's over there holding his hand right at the level of his nose, lifting his head up, going.
That's while he's standing on the dog, too. Not sitting, standing.
So what we're all trying to say is that Pete's short in everything.
Yeah, and the dog's drowning, apparently.
He's dog paddling. He's fine.
He's a fairy dog. He's fine.
Fairy dog.
He is now because he's taking that across the water.
You see, listeners, fairy can mean either like a fey creature or like a boat that carries things.
Thanks.
Or a dog that carries fey creatures. Hence the
Fairy
dog.
fairy.
Yeah.
It's a fairy.
The fairy
Dog.
fairy dog.
Wow.
And if you
absolutely
have
no-
it during a town celebration, it's a fairy.
It's a fairy fair. So,
I
nope.
have moved on up, but I am not about to enter that fray.
So you're just going to stand there and ready in case it comes towards you.
Did you go to the east side?
I will be here as a cheerleader
All
right
right.
now.
So, Nat, speaking of your steed dog paddling in the water, you're ready to be ferried to the battle.
Well, I realize I'll have cover, but I can see the creature from where I'm at.
Yes, you can see the cloud behind the fountain. He's going to have pretty good cover from you, though, because you're short. So you would need to move to an angle to reduce that to just a flat check.
Yeah, I know, but then I take other penalties because of the range.
Correct.
But those penalties should be less.
In theory.
There you go. Yeah, now you're going to have a flat check, and he's just going to have a little cover from the fountain.
And then I'll use my second action to hunt him.
Excellent.
And then my third action will be to try to shoot him.
Shoot him.
On him, he's right there.
Give me a flat check, though.
The flat check is a 17.
Perfect.
That's a
And
natural 20 right
the
there.
attack roll is a natural 20.
That's going to hurt.
Crit card.
I guess hunting's okay then.
Oh, we're not doing crit cards?
Do you have any?
Not yet.
For second edition? No.
I mean, we could just use first edition ones.
I mean, I have the second edition for crit and fumble decks, but we agreed not
That
to do it
crit
at first
is going to be
level.
1/7, 17
yeah.
damage.
Oh, 1-7. Yeah, that's a lot more than what he had
117.
left after everybody got done hitting him. So you notice that it enters the cloud of cinders and smoke. You hear a
Stand up.
and it died over. And as it died, the smoke kind of settles away, and you are left with a kind of a red and black colored rat creature.
Prolapse anus.
Maybe.
Nat will lick her finger, draw a invisible line in the air, and call out, "Hey, Toof! That's 3 now! Where's yours?"
Sure it is.
Donk wonders if he can eat the rat.
I'd throw that in
Well,
the jar first.
you see it laying there, and as it cools, it slowly disappears.
That's unfortunate.
Never mind.
No,
Probably
and the body is
summoned.
gone,
So the answer is yes, but it's going to taste a lot like air.
or smoke. It's
Smoke.
yeah,
Not very filling.
not very filling.
Kurt, anything's edible if your balls are big enough.
Balls are pretty big for a goblin then.
Now, just to refresh your all's memory and our listeners at home, this room on the far side of the puddle is a strange chamber crackling with magical energy. Pulsing orbs float in 3 of the 4 corners. The orb in the southwest is made of brown earth and stone, whereas the one in the northeast looks to be made of glass and is filled with a swirling cloud. The orb in the far corner, close to where your buddy Tooth is and where the rat expired, holds a roaring flame. This orb seems to contain smoke is coming out of it, even though it's in glass. And opposite you, where you came in, you see the remains of a shattered orb, and water flows out of the area where the orb was and into the passage that you just walked down. So after the battle, you guys overcome the Cinder Rat. You can see that the 2 orbs that are intact, one has swirling clouds, the other seems to be made of earth and stone, as contained in glass. What would you like to do?
Can I ask the not monk for some healing?
Sure. Give me a minute. Let me see if I can get a medicine check. Well, I didn't hurt you.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
My dice aren't cooperating today.
He's taking out duct tape. He's like wrapping duct tape around shit, you know?
It's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to make it better.
Yeah.
If you're still bleeding, put more duct tape on it.
Pretty much.
So we have 2 orbs, one full of clouds and a blue sky with lots of clouds in it. The other one is like dirt and rock.
So I have 2 thoughts. We could take the orbs, and I think one of 2 things is going to happen. Either when we touch it, it'll spawn another elemental that will attempt to kill us. Or we can carry it and throw it at our enemies, at which time it will spawn an elemental that will try to kill us. But hopefully also them.
Well, keep in mind that one there is leaking.
Is there anything on this central... It's like a altar of some kind, correct? Dais.
Yeah, it's it kind of looks like there's a bowl in the middle, like it might have been a fountain at one time, and or you think maybe one of the orbs might fit in it. It's kind of a weird little construction. It's raised, that's why it was giving cover to the rat, but there's no like surrounding bowl like where water would run, so it's kind of, it looks like a fountain, but you don't think it is.
And there's no like writing on it or anything like that?
No, if there was, it's been, the ages have rendered it illegible.
Gotcha.
Yuko, why don't you put the water thing in the thing there?
Is the orb still in condition to be picked up?
The water orb, no, it is. You see shards of like the orb. It's shattered, and that's where the water is kind of in that central area where the orb would have encompassed. It's like there's like a hole and water's coming out of it.
It looks like that used to live right where I'm standing, right here.
Two fixed.
The other one, the fire orb that's opposite of you, by where Tooth's at, same thing. It appears to be cracked, and there's smoke and fire coming out of it, but it's mostly just going up and dissipating as it hits the ceiling.
There's still the cloud one that's over there.
The cloud is contained,
good shape.
and the earth one is contained.
Right.
Nothing is spilling out of those. You have the earth one over here, and you have the cloud one over here. To the northeast is the cloud. To the southwest is the earthen sphere.
Yuko will grab the cloud one and bring it to the center. Say,
So-
maybe we have to put some part of this in the center?
Yuko, as you touch the cloud one, you feel a slight electric charge that runs up your hands. As you guys are looking at Yuko pick up or start to pick up the orb, you see all his hair standing up on end, which is kind of neat. And Yuko, you hear a whisper, and it says,
Call upon the wind to gain my blessing and soar through the sky.
And when you hear that voice, instinctively in your mind, you know that within the once every 24 hours, within the next 24 hours, you can spend one action to call upon the wind, and it will grant you flying for your next action up to 40 feet. You have to end your movement on solid ground. If you don't, you will fall and take bludgeoning damage.
Turn to the rest of the group and go, These things have magical power. I can
fly.
I was trying not to sound like Mickey Mouse when I say this.
It's a Peter Pan reference.
Yeah, I know. I think I can fly.
The magic
maybe?
feather.
That's a Dumbo reference.
Bridger's gonna walk up to Yuko and he's gonna like thumb his eyelids open and like try to open his, push his chin down and like he's gonna start doing like a medical examination.
Yuko, what are you doing?
Well, you show none of the signs of intoxications or other hallucinogenics. So, yeah, I guess they are magic. All right. Don't try it, though.
So we don't want to be throwing these at our enemies then?
Sounds like a no. Sounds like he would give them the magic.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
I think the reason why we were attacked by that one is because the orb is broken.
If you throw it hard enough, though, regardless of the magic it grants them, it would leave a mark.
Yeah, but if these things grant us magic, we don't want to break them.
Man, you think that freaking rat over there broke into the fire one?
No, it's probably like a dimensional rift thing inside. Like, these things are probably attuned to like a specific plane of insert element of choice here, and the thing managed to just like squeeze its way through.
Oh, so that one was an orb of the rat plane.
Fire. A fire.
Well, why is it a rat?
Well, because they oftentimes are forced into a form that is inherent into the material plane, so they can exist here.
Right, he's saying elementals are rats.
Elementals generally take the form of other living things.
Sometimes they're vaguely humanoid, but like I've seen them take the shape of like dogs, snakes, a carrot one time. That one was not particularly effective.
Sloths, orangutans.
Must have been an earth elemental.
A girth elemental? Is that what you said?
Speaking of Earth, you still got a sphere full of earth and rock in the southwest corner.
Well, I like rocks.
Anybody?
I don't look like one.
Yeah, I got
I'm
this.
gonna go check that out.
Oh, who's first?
This one?
Run.
I'm closer.
Donk is still standing over
But
where the rat was.
I can
poking
stand
the
on
floor.
it while he picks it up.
I want to see if my hair stands on end.
Well, your hair does not stand on end, Mommy. However,
Man.
you hear a grinding and grumbling. In fact, you look up in amazement as you think the ceiling is going to fall down on you, but it doesn't. Instead, you hear a grumbly, gravelly sort of voice that says,
"Call upon the earth to gain its strength."
And then you soil yourself?
and you know that within the next 24 hours, one time only, you can spend an action to call upon the earth, and all your melee strikes will deal 2 extra damage from a sudden upswelling of strength from the earth itself. This bonus lasts for 1 turn.
Mark, I have a very important question.
Okay.
Can these orbs be moved?
Actually, no. They can be moved to the center of the room, and you can take them with you, but once you've touched them, it's kind of like the magic fades away.
Hey,
one
guys.
use buff.
I've got bad news. We can either move on and use these powers, or we can go back and rest.
Well, you have 24 hours,
Mm-hmm.
so you can still rest for 8 hours,
Yeah.
and you'd still have, the balance of the day to use them.
What I'd really like to do is fix these, because I've heard legends that like if you can combine like fire, earth, wind, and water, it makes a really great brand.
Heart?
Yeah.
Oh,
think-
sorry, that's just earth, wind, and fire. Sorry.
I think the water one's busted, man. I don't think that's gonna work.
Or one of my favorite, they combined into the 5th element, boron.
Yeah, I would recommend we go back to rest because I'm hungry. Oh, yeah, and some people are bleeding heavily. I'm pretty sure Donk has a concussion. He's been poking at that rat for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
After it disappeared, he just kept touching it. Where did it go? Where did it go?
He's kind of lost right now.
And I think
He snaps back when he hears him say he's hungry. He like unscrews the pickle jar and holds it up for him.
Reaches in without looking and pulls something out. He doesn't even look at it. Just starts chewing.
Let's
better if you don't
roll a percentile.
77.
Hey, it's a hand.
Fingers, technically.
And I think I'm too injured to be able to heal anybody else today because I'm unable to do any kind of medicine check properly.
So I'm hearing we're gonna go back upstairs, at least to the top of the stairs. Where are we
Let's
going?
go have another conversation with Tam. That went so well last time.
I'm good, guys.
Tamerley Tranderville.
I'm good. Flea and I are fine. Are you guys sure you're needing a rest?
Like my face is kind of sagging on one side.
He's got Bell's goblin palsy.
Yeah, but I mean, he looked that way before.
I smell toast.
Do I got a mark here, guys? Not so much here or here, but right about here. It really hurts.
He's got like a dent on the side of his head, you know.
That's his donk dent.
Amputated arm. He's just holding it with the other hand.
I'll be fine, guys. Really.
Well, I think I need a little
Tis but a flesh wound.
little time to recover before I go play that whack fuck again.
Well, if we can get out of here, I also have a first aid kit. And I can see what I can do for bandages and stuff.
Well, now you tell me.
I guess my question for the party is, are you going to go all the way back to the fishery, or are you just going to go to the top of the spiral stairs? Because, as you know, you've pretty much cleaned out the top part of the dungeon, and that is the only way up from the bottom that you are aware of after your thorough search.
I think we should just go to the top of the stairs and
Yeah, I'd rather
sleep.
not go all the way back to the fishery if we don't have to.
Well, that lady just nags too much. We don't need to see her again. I agree.
I like beds.
I suppose we could go back and make her give us a place to stay.
I'm sure she'd love to see
I
us.
should probably take it out of our money, though. You're right. But I like beds.
I've got Flea. I'll just sleep on him. It'll be fine.
Oh, we don't all have to stay together. We could split up.
Bridger, you could sleep on Donk.
No, thanks. He's far too homicidal.
And now you just got like this blank stare.
So, Tuesday?
Tuesday, that's fine.
Well, tell you what. Why don't we go up to the top of the stairs and we can discuss it while I use my first aid kit.
Alrighty.
I like it.
That would greatly help the amount of hit points back.
Yeah, hopefully.
Unless you roll like I do.
Oh, probably. I will start with tending Donk's wounds because I'm pretty sure, like I said, has a concussion.
Yeah, unfortunately in Pathfinder 2, the amount that you get back in rest for you guys is not very well because you're only first level. Because for an 8 hours full rest sleep or more, you recover 1 hit point per character level. Any significant interruptions during this time prevent you from healing that night. If you undergo full bed rest for an entire day and night, though, you get twice your level in hit points. And this is also, you can add your Constitution modifier onto that. So if you're first level but you have a +3 to your Constitution, you would get 4.
So it's a lot different than the Starfinder system, huh?
Yes. Yes, a whole lot different. But since you have somebody can make medicine checks and he can try again.
We can
after
also
the
do medicine checks every hour, so we can get there faster.
Correct.
That being said, I did not hurt Donk because I also rolled a 4. But Balmy, you get 14 back.
Sweet!
Look at there.
I managed to actually heal myself, so that's a positive.
Physician, heal thyself, and you did.
I get 5 back, which almost puts me to about a third of my health.
Hey, I'm going to refresh your guys' memory. Remember that Tamerley gave you guys 2 healing potions
Oh, yeah, I know.
when you were up there last time.
We should.
I've got both of mine still.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure he was, in fact, the only one in the room, so he's the only one who knows about them.
Oh,
Even though
okay.
I will say we could probably see them because they're probably the same size as you.
I was thinking they were kind of like panniers on either side of the dog. He just kind of tied a rope to the necks and laid them over the back of it. Looked like giant red saddlebags.
One of these days, that dog's gonna round a corner too fast, and we're gonna have healing potions spilled all over the ground.
Don't give them that idea. What the fuck's wrong with you?
If we're gonna rest up here, is it safe to assume that we could probably heal everybody up in an 8-hour period?
Yes, with the two healers kits that you've got. If he wants to burn a potion, I mean, you guys should be able to get a full healing because you only need about 6 hours out of the 8 hours sleep. It says sleep or rest. So yeah, you do the 8-hour rest. You do your healing checks. We won't belabor that point because that makes horrible radio. We'll say that you guys get up after 8 hours, There was no peeps from the below chambers, and everybody is back to full hit points.
Probably just back down.
I'm gonna say probably down the spiral staircase.
I will point out, Bridger spends his meditative time with Dave. He just like is sitting cross-legged with Dave like on his nose for the good solid like all the time that he needs to prepare spells.
Like a little black butterfly just kind of opening and closing its wings on your nose.
Yep.
I like it.
Except for, the body is just a ball of light, so he's like, he's like Bridger the glow-nosed Ruxy.
Well, you guys come back down the spiral staircase after your 8 hours rest, and again you see the makeshift barricade from the table and the barrels, and you still see the bodies laying there. And the barricade is still there that you crossed to go into the flooded chamber, and you also notice that there's a door that's still closed over to the left.
Oh, that's the wishing well.
Yes, that's what you thought about the wishing well. You also know that back in the room where you saw the Uxelgaths, there is a chamber leading off to the east, and another chamber that leads up to the northwest that turns, and you didn't go to the end of that to see where that turn ends up.
While we're traveling, stow the bow, and I will take out my dog slicers.
So, listeners, Kurt is stowing his bow and pulling out the dog slicers.
Yep.
So he's ready for combat should it happen. I'm assuming everybody else is making their weapons ready as they go back down. You have been there. You have not went down that corridor or made the turn at the end of the corridor to the northeast to see what's behind there. You have not been in there yet.
I recommend we go to the wishing well and fish for coins.
I could always use some extra coin.
Sure, let's go back there.
All right, well, give me a marching order at that door and tell me who's going in first and all that good stuff, and we will take it up at the wishing well.
Donk, do you still wish for my protection?
Good, thanks, sir.
Okay. And Bridger, positions himself, so Donk is now his protection from the thighs down.
He's like a skirt.
Say hello to my little friend.
Now I've got a picture of Bridger in a hoop skirt with Donk underneath it, and he lifts it up. Say hello to my little friend. All right, Tooth. As you look into that room, you see much of this rectangle chamber is in ruins. However, in the center, it contains a fountain of pristine water with something glittering in the bottom. In the middle of the fountain is a marble statue of a mermaid with her lips pursed as if she was about to blow you a kiss, or maybe whistle. Each corner of the pool has some sort of mechanism or something embedded in the stones. However, the one in the southwest corner appears to be smashed.
Okay, Tooth will go in and look around, check the pool.
Have we been in this?
I would like to locate any traps.
Well, no, we poked our heads in Scooby-Doo style,
Right.
and then went,
What?
nope.
Okay, that's what I'm remembering then.
So that is Bommy is in the lead, and Bommy, you're going to give me a perception check. Actually, just give me your modifier, and I'll tell you what you see.
Good idea. Modifier here for this kind of thing is an 8.
Yep. Doesn't look like there are any traps to you, Bommy. So where would you like to go now?
All right, there, Tooth. Come on in.
Moving up to the fountain, or are you moving over to the opposite door in the north wall? Where are you? Oh, I see. You stepped
on
up
up
to the side.
fountain.
Tooth, are you going with him?
Sure.
They both step up to the side of the fountain. Go ahead, push Tooth forward for me there.
Push him in.
Hey,
Push me in.
if you guys die, let us know.
All right.
Yep.
So, here we go.
I knew it.
Excellent. All right, the statue spins around and sprays water from its lips, aimed at this corner that is closest to our little buddy Bommy is, so you won't take any damage from this. Bommy, you can give me a reflex save to see if you can avoid this torrent of water that comes spraying at you from the fountain.
That'll be a 9.
Remember, you got your hero point.
Yep.
May as well use it.
Roll a 1, roll a 1, roll a 1.
And Kurt, remember, you got yours back, too.
That'll be a 16.
All right. Well, Bommy, you're just short enough. You flatten yourself as you see the statue start to spin towards you, and this torrent of water goes over the top of you, drenching that corner of the room. And then it begins to go to each other corner, except the one on this side where the mechanism is broken. It avoids that one and goes on to the next one. So let's roll initiative, because now we're actually in a routine type thing. All right, Toof, what did you get, buddy?
13.
Awesome. Yuko.
12.
Dunk.
5.
Ooh, okay. Bridger.
8.
Hey, stellar. Bommy.
14.
Winner so far. And Nat.
15, 15.
Hey, look at him passing up. Stellar work.
Got the big numbers over there.
All right. So, Nat, you saw... Well, you didn't really see it. You heard a rush of water, and Bommy go, "Get down!" And he did.
Look
what you
out.
think. And he said, "Look out!" And then you hear some more sprays of water. You're not really sure what's going on in there. What would you like to do?
So Nat's going to move into the room so she can see what's going on.
Okay.
And she sees this statue spinning around. What kind of check would it be to try to identify what's going on here?
Let's see. You are going to... Well, you already know what's going on, so you know this is a trap. Okay? This fountain, the mermaid is spinning around, and it's spraying out water on its turns. You think that probably if you maybe did a thievery check somewhere, you might be able to deactivate it, or you might be able to just attack it or the corners. You're not really sure.
And Nat's going to ride Fleet around to the other door in the room and call out, Hey guys, one of you needs to disable that thing. It's going to get us all wet and moist. And I'm going to see if I can perceive anything through that hallway that might be an enemy.
Okay, well, there is a series of closed doors. There's there's one at your end of the hallway, and there's a stone door. Well, actually, no, there's none at your end of the hallway, but at the other end, there's a stone door that appears to be closed. Since you yelled that, let me make a check right quick. Okay, cool. Never mind. Nothing's going on. So you yell that out, and you guys all hear that maybe you should try to deactivate, and that's all your turn, Nat?
Yeah, and I'll change my light to yellow.
So yellow light bathes it.
Yellow alert.
And Toof, you're up. All right, I'm sorry. Bommy, you dove out of the way, but you got back to your feet. What would you like to do?
I'd like to make a thievery check, see if I can figure out how to disarm this.
Give me a thievery check.
It's a 19 on the die, partner.
Excellent. As you get up and you're right there next to that corner, you see like a series of stones or something in there. You push it in a little, like almost like a touchpad, and the statue no more comes to that direction anymore. It just goes right by it like it does the broken
spewing,
one.
But
She's spewing at the two other corners. Okay. But she's kind of like shh, 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 shh. So you've got her down to two corners now. That was one action.
Okay.
You think that worked?
Do I think if I keep pressing buttons, I can stop her altogether?
Well, you think you'll have to go to the other two corners.
Okay, let's do that. So another action is to move to another corner, huh?
Yep. And then you can make a thievery check. Not that one. That one's a broken one.
Oh,
The other corner.
I thought I said that.
You probably did, but I was busy looking at stuff. And
All right,
things.
now give me just a second, because, like I said, it's. So I'm gonna do. You tell me, high or low, if it's gonna be on your corner when you get there.
I don't want it to be high for me to be at that corner, so I'll take lows, I guess.
That is a 96.
Guessed right.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go. It over there. You get there as it shifts back over to the opposite corner.
Okay. So.
Or did I do that backwards?
No.
Who knows?
You got hit, right?
I was being extra descriptive with what I wanted.
Yeah. So you didn't want it to be high at your corner, but I rolled a 96, so it is at your corner. Make me a reflex save. That's what I thought. Good try. You almost bamboozled me.
Well, I just looked at each other like, wait, what?
Give me a reflex save. Make it good.
I guess my IRL bluff score is pretty good.
Yeah.
I was like, the
Natural
way he
20.
said
That's
that,
like, wait a minute. That's all together. That's all together total, right?
I'll take highs
It's on the other.
And I'll take Lowe's.
Heads I win, tails you lose.
Yeah, I got lost in the verbiage there.
Yeah, I like. Wait a minute. I think I won that.
I was trying to do the
Roll
mental
reflex
math.
save, damn it.
Natural 20, sucker.
Oh, well, here. Since you've already seen it happen before, you duck down
I know
underneath
what's happening
the
here.
coping of the fountain, and you can go ahead and make your check on that corner.
That wasn't tail, it was just duck. I'm sorry, what'd you tell me to do?
Reflex save or thievery. I'm sorry, you used the reflex. My fault. See, you fucked me all up.
Welcome to GMing.
Quit fucking the GM, Bommy.
This is 16 altogether.
16. That's not enough. So you failed on that one.
It was this way.
Yeah. Different code apparently.
I got it.
You tried
Got
the
it backwards.
same thing. So it is not. That is your end of your turn. Toof, you're up. You saw Bommy sprint up there. You're seeing the statue. It's going.
Toof is going to attempt to chop the statue's head off.
Okay, awesome. You have the reach. You pull out your fachard and you rear back to take a big swing at the statue as it's otherwise distracted, trying to blow Bommy away with a stream of water. And we'll find out how effective that is next time on Shield Bash. Thank you, everybody.
Shield Bash is made in association with Knights of the Octagon and the Farmageddon Gaming Convention. Find us online at shieldbash.net, on Facebook at Shield Bash, on Twitter at Bash Shield, and on YouTube at Shield Bash. Bumper music provided by Lee Rosevere. Other artists can be found in the episode description. Troubles in Otari, Abomination Vaults, Serpent Skull, and Pathfinder are the property of Paizo Publishing Incorporated. Leave a comment on iTunes for a chance to hear us read it out on the podcast. Questions and comments can be sent to shieldbashpodcast@gmail.com.